Alright guys, this video is a little shorter than normal. It's because I feel sick. I've been sick since like Sunday and I feel absolutely horrible and I probably sound crazy too. But I committed to coming out with 2 videos a week, Wednesday and Friday. That's the schedule and that's what we're doing. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we're talking about the possibility that maybe Final Fantasy can go back to being a turn-based RPG. But before we talk about that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. All right, let's get into it. We obviously know that Final Fantasy has been a franchise that is deeply rooted and cemented in our hearts. It's something that we absolutely love, and I've been a huge fan of Final Fantasy for a really long time now. I've always loved the games. They're just amazing, and it's not just because of the characters, because of the storyline, the art style, the art direction, all that good stuff. It's mostly been because of the turn-based mechanic, and that's something that I've always loved. And I think, I'm not the only one when it comes to this sentiment, that we love Final Fantasy being a turn-based game. Now, it is kind of hard to believe that the last Final Fantasy that was turn-based was 13. It's kind of insane to think that, but that's kind of been the case. We all know that 15 was, really more of an action JRPG than anything. And the same thing with 16, that one is basically Devil May Cry with the Final Fantasy skin on it. And, while I did enjoy those games, 15 not so much, but, 16 was great. I did enjoy those games, but I can't help but think that wouldn't it be amazing if these games were turn-based? It's kind of crazy to think that we have Dragon Quest 11, which is, the last one they came out with. Dragon Quest 12 is coming out soon, hopefully here within the next year or two. But it's crazy to think that they kept this game with that turn-based RPG style of gaming in mind. But for some reason, the Final Fantasy side of things, they just decided that, that crazy, over-the-top, insane, ludicrous anime actions trumped over anything else, trumped over the turn-basedness. I don't know, I just kind of have a hard time accepting the fact that that's what they did and that, they had the fans to back it. I have a hard time believing that this is what people always wanted. I mean, we all know that it started with Final Fantasy VII, right? When we all saw Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, that's when we were like, oh my god, this could be actually a thing that happens. This could be something that's actually possible. Having a JRPG with absolutely stunning graphics that is action-based, basically. You see Cloud jumping around, flipping and doing all that crazy stuff. It's amazing and it's awesome and it looks really cool, but is that all that we wanted? Yep! Is that everything that we wanted? I like to harken back to a time that was simpler, back when we just had really cool graphics, decent graphics, but we had the most incredible summon graphics ever. I mean, it was like cutting edge, and that's still the case to this day. I mean, Final Fantasy 16's like summons are just like, oh my god, like the graphics in that game are astronomical. And that's the same thing when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake. The cutscenes and all that stuff is amazing. But I just have a hard time believing that this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted to turn Final Fantasy into. I don't understand why we had to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak, Is that something that we had to give up? The better graphics got, the more action-based these games got, the less tactical they were, I guess. And Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth are, they're kind of like a best of both worlds, but not really. So, it kind of feels like a turn-based RPG where you have certain moves that you can pick to do, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel like that. It's mostly action-based. And I'm just thinking, like, imagine what this game would be like. Like, I can't wait till, 2050 when they decide to remake or they do like a ROM hack version of Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth and the third one, which is hopefully going to be called Reunion. But imagine if they remake these games and then just turn them into like turn-based RPGs and just completely translate that to where you get like random encounters and all that kind of stuff. I just think that would be so cool to be able to see that. I don't personally think that they needed to do that. I don't think that they needed to go so far that they just kind of stop making turn-based games, you know, as far as Final Fantasy ones go, like the numbered Final Fantasy ones. Like, I honestly would have been so much happier if Final Fantasy 16 was a return to the old ways of doing things with new graphics, new awesome graphics, but it just be turn-based. I think that would have been amazing, and that would have been way better. That's also one of the big issues when it comes to these, action JRPG style of games. And Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth are kind of also a bit responsible when it comes to this whole situation. Like, you end up getting a lot of really dumb missions that are just not fun at all. Like, they're just not. And, Rebirth had a lot of that, which is really unfortunate. Rebirth, guys, I am like 106 hours into this game and I still haven't beaten it. And it's because I've been trying to do every single mission, and there's a lot of time in that goes into the game just being paused. But it's not just that. There's just a lot of missions and stuff like that, a lot to do, and a lot of it isn't fun. The majority of it is fun, like the gold saucer, all of that stuff. A lot of the mini games are actually a lot of fun. Some of the chocobo races were a little insane, but other than that, I think the game is still great. But yeah, I just think it's really unfortunate that we just kind of got rid of this genre of gaming when it was Final Fantasy that was like really spearheading it. Like, they were like the leaders in, that turn-based RPG era of gaming. They really were like some of the most popular, if you ask me. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. You guys already know the outro. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And you know what? I'm going to go lay down because I'm really tired. But we will see you guys on the next video. And let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this, okay? Hopefully they can bring it back. I mean, honestly, I don't see that happening. But that would be amazing, right? Wouldn't it be amazing? Alright guys, see you guys later. Peace.